the title's Spring Break / St. Louis encephalitis. You probably may not have heard of that, but I'm sure you've heard of West Nile. It's a similar thing. Tampa, Florida, tanned flesh, salty water. I never saw a mosquito. Lots of cockroaches in my room, on the ceiling. Daytime sunburned skin. I never saw the mosquito that fed on the birds, never sick. I never saw the mosquito that left the souvenir, the one that gave me the starring role in the Manitoba Medical Journals that year. True story. I was thinking of revisiting one I've read a number of times, and this one's really special to me. It's called Twilight, and it's kind of a compilation of many things. Lots of times, I'm sure, if you write, you know that you're contemplating a few things, and sometimes they end up getting woven together unexpectedly. I've been thinking a lot about my mother, and I have written about her losing 2 sons, and this is about one of them, in a way, but it's also about this thing called scrying. It's not crying, it's scrying, and it's what Nostradamus used to do his predictions. So you look in water, or in a crystal ball, or in a blackened mirror that's back at the back. So it's an interesting thing, so I was intrigued by it. And so it's not a true story, it's just a compilation of thoughts. Twilight. Thin fingers trace rivers on maps with dark edges. On the wall, all mirrors painted black for scrying. In those mirrors, she looks for him, the child that fell into the river, his body embalmed in a grave just down the street. But she wonders what of his soul. Hoping for visitations, she readies herself every night, prays as her fingers trace rivers on the maps in the room of her divining. Once ready, she gazes into the black mirrors by candlelight, hoping to catch a glimpse of his reflection. But he is never there. She does not know he is not in the dark. He is in the field, by the river where he fell. He runs there every day, hoping to see her before he falls in again. Speaking to the longing, I guess, that my mother must have had after her son was taken. And how do you feel that role, eh? And this one, this is an old one, kind of going back to some really, really old ones. This one was one of the first poems I ever wrote, I think, in the writer's studio. And I had not been writing before then, unless you count writing in your journal as writing. It's called This Thin Veil. When I woke, you were gone. In my dreams, you were there. Field of you as familiar to me as if it was yesterday you last put your cheek on my cheek. This thin veil of reality altered in sleep allows access to those gone on. They beckon, hoping to remind us that they are there. Rest in peace, not to be assumed, yet many times we say they are in a better place now, as if we know. Many have visited me. I can tell you they have regrets. They do worry about those left behind. Their message is always the same. They did not know how much they loved you, loved life on this side of the thin veil.